You're checking out Power99.com.
Don't stop.
It was just freshness. You know, I saw it and I thought it was fresh. And I did it.
I love that. It was just freshness.
You know, it was just like, man, that's how I felt to me. I feel like, man, in rap be offensive. Rap, you know, when people come from Europe, because I work with a lot of Europeans, like creatively on stage design and stuff. When they come from Europe and they listen to music, they automatically refer to women as bitches. They be like, yo, so these are your bitches, right? Because that's what they learn from hip-hop. So
hell no.
is very, that's how when they listen to it, that's what they learn from hip-hop. So hip-hop is offensive. Hip-hop is like what you feel like saying. And that's the reason why I made New Slaves, and I claim that it's the strongest verses of hip-hop history.
Yo, you're speaking, what you're speaking on that is amazing. And I like the boldness that you have and just the fearlessness. Because he's saying there's a new world order. They're trying to lock us up and put us in chains, and prison is the new slavery. And I don't think people have really ever eloquently put that in a song like that. Yeah,
it's saying like, yo, you know, raising the charges, gun charges, raising the time on things that relate to black, you know, crimes, particularly to create new forms of slave labor. So what I want to do, I started with the superficial psychological form of slavery, just being enslaved to fashion, and also me being like one of the number one slaves that like picks the most cotton and stuff, and then coming like, master, can I get like a little bit of land and maybe I could get a house for my family? Maybe I could do this, blah, blah, blah. Like,
I do this,
and they're like, no, you can't. All you can do is promote our clothes for us. All you can do, you and all your celebrity friends, all you could do is promote for us. And what we want to do is keep serving y'all with these Louis Vuitton prints till none of y'all bills is paid, and making y'all feel like that's the most important thing. And I'm sitting in Paris like, I'm about to turn up on them. I'm feeling like, yo, my mother had nicknamed me Mandela when I was young. I said, I'm about to burn down. So I'm about to go in the Louis Vuitton store and start just ripping down and be like, y'all gonna recognize what we can do. See, because the problem is they let me make a shoe, so I got to sip from the clean fountain for one moment. And I was like, wait a second, this is what good water tastes like?
Right.
You know, like
It's good, purified.
Like you've been eating chitlins your whole life, and then you actually get a piece of chicken?
Right.
And then people say, why can't you do it? You can't. Industries are controlled in a certain way. It's like 6, 7 most powerful people. It's like before there was YouTube, an artist wasn't getting on unless they went through an A&R, went through a talent show. Remember A&R come to town? Everybody knew an A&R was in town. They'd be like,
it's a big thing.
Such and such from Def Jam here, you know. And so with clothing, it's like that too. It's Francois. It's a few billionaires. Renzo Rosso, he owns Diesel, Margiela, Marni. He's a friend of mine. Francois Pinault, he hired Alexander Wang at Balenciaga. One of the reasons why I said spending, Alexander Wang is a friend of mine. I had a conversation about the $1,000 Balenciaga sneaker, and I felt, just from a philanthropist perspective, as an influencer of clothing, I bought the Balenciagas because I thought they had a nice shape. Now it was kids saving up. They checked for 4 weeks because it does have a nice shape, and they also saw me wear it. But these kids don't need to be buying no $1,000 shoes. And this shape that's good doesn't need to be $1,000. And also on the other end, you say, okay, you got H&M and Zara, but the issue is, you know, the quality isn't as good. But then you got other companies like Apple, Adidas, Nike, where it ain't gonna be another company that makes something better and forces you into a luxury mentality. And there's no one that can have an iPhone, no matter how corny you think they are, that'll make you not want to have an iPhone. And I believe that in product we could do the same thing. And this is where I Steve Jobs up on these things, because I see the gap in the market, and I'm gonna make life more easy and more fair, and I'm gonna do it for about 5 years, and then I'm gonna turn up on education.
Right.
Kanye, do you think you're a revolutionary? Because I get revolutionary from you. Do you believe that that is what you are?
Yeah, I'm a Christian revolutionary visionary.
Nice.
Yeah.
I'm also a creative genius, you know, by default. That's my title, more than musician, more than rapper. And I say, when I go through customs, I would write that down when they say, what's your occupation? Be like, creative genius. But the problem is it takes a little bit long to write, and sometimes I spell the word genius wrong.
The paparazzi has not been kind to you.
Yeah.
What do you really dislike about them? And I know they can be a pain in the...
Yeah.
What do you really dislike about them? Because they make you mad.
nosy.
Yeah.
Intrusive.
Yeah. Now I kind of just calmed out You know what I'm saying? But I got a plan for the paparazzi and how we just gonna all like work it out together, because we in this together. You know what I'm saying? It's like it's like being in high school and it's like a bully, be there every day and like, you know, scream out something to you. Like I was riding with Scott Disick the other day. One of the paparazzi said, "Oh, the Mother's Brothers."
Oh,
that's so disrespectful.
Could you imagine?
Know how
That
I feel
was the
about
highest
paparazzi.
level of disrespect, because you know Scott just lost his mom.
yes.
Right.
So he caught, like, they like, no, we gonna get a reaction out of you. That's literally like the zoo is closed. That's like picking like the lion.
Yeah.
But I'll just be having to show them sometimes and stuff like this. I'm not in a cage like that. You know,
Yeah.
I'm not in a cage of perception. Like when people try to play in that field of people won't like you if you say this. You gonna lose your deal if you say this. I live there. I swim through backlash. I don't care. I'm gonna do exactly what I think is the right thing at the right time. It's about humanity and respect. It ain't about, oh, you a celebrity, you signed up for this, so that mean that people can go just with you all the time. It's like, okay.
Yeah, what's going on with Yeezus too? Because there's rumors. I want to know.
Of what?
Yeezus 2.
Oh,
A
the album?
continuation, yes.
I haven't named my next album, but I have like started on it. I always write, you know, I write down like philosophies all the time. So I'll just have some thoughts and I just constantly, every time I think of it, I write it. I'm just collecting beats. So I'm just constantly working.
How about Cruel Winter?
Is
that happening?
We think about it. I go back and forth on it, but we keep on missing the winner. That's the only problem.
It's here now.
But the
You're
album
on
ain't. But we thinking about dropping a Cruel Winter, and I like to put out more product. I like to have another album out by next summer. So I'm like going to the studio as soon as we leave here. I got this remix that I did with Miley Cyrus, and
you jumping on the Miley train, boo?
Oh no, I ain't jumping on a train. If I like an artist,
You're gonna work with
I do
them.
what
I know that's right.
Because everybody's on Miley right now, and Watch the Throne
and
2.
everybody on Molly. But
Yeah, you're right. And Watch the Throne 2. Is that happening? Jalil said y'all was working with something.
yeah, I mean we're constantly working. We haven't made any songs for it yet, but you know we're gonna see what's gonna happen. I'll tell you, my main focus is to get this product line out, and it's gonna come out next September, and it's gonna be like when I said I was working on an album, and people was looking at me like, yo, no, but you a producer, and every time they have a conversation with me, they use the connotation of Diamond D, Dr. Dre, blah 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 blah. Now, if you talk to me about music, and within this, I went from not being able to get a record deal to becoming the most important musician of the past 10 years. Non-arguable. Ask any other musician.
Mm-hmm.
The most important musician of the past 10 years couldn't get a record deal. And I can't say that I rap better than Pac or I'm the best rapper or anything like that. But this clothing, I'm about to be Pac. This gonna be Ralph Lauren meets Steve Jobs, meets Walt Disney, meets David Stern, meets, you know, every visionary throughout culture. I'm gonna mix all of them. And you know how like the College Dropout is? It was like a mix of, you know, Rockefeller, Bad Boy, Tribe Called Quest.
But it was new.
Yeah.
Because we were used to gangster rap at that point, and you came with this fresh sound.
Yeah.
So it was also visionary as well.
It was hard to rap back then when if you hadn't killed nobody. Like it was hard to get like.
You ain't sell no drugs.
That was the whole trick. It's like, okay, so I want to sell drugs so I could be a rapper, but not get locked up before I get my deal. But in every song, I'm gonna talk about like how I'm selling drugs, but then I don't want nobody to find out. You know.
Yeah.
Two questions.
Yeah.
What do you think of Kendrick Lamar?
Oh, you know I love his music, and I love the way he messages, and I like the fact that he just freestyles his raps, so it's not coming from this like scripted place. It just goes in and just thinks it, you know. And
like Jay,
like 3000.
Really?
Like I used to do that until the point where I really had to start working on product and working on other things, because then I just had too many thoughts. I just had to start writing my stuff down. But I used to just the first 4 albums I did just all like, you know, I never wrote it down. Yeah.
Will you be working on Uncle Charlie's new album? Because I love him.
Yeah. I'm execing his next album.
Good.
Right.
Yeah.
on the Kendrick, what do you think about the Control verse? Just your thoughts.
I don't care. You really. Like, it don't, man, it's hip hop. If you asked the man that took a Confederate flag, you know,
put it on your side, right?
Everything is nothing, man. It's like the Matrix, man. Somebody built this building. Somebody could tear it down. You know, people come into work. People got kids. People got bills. You know, it's funny just how easily amused, you know, we are as a public, as a people currently, and things that make us mad. It's like we got this road rage, we got all this, and that's because we haven't had the opportunity to experience true joy. You know, we've been held back from opportunities. We've been like lied to by marketing, by branding. It's like perception. We got hate for each other because of color. We discriminate against each other for all types of reasons and stuff like that. And in that, you know, a thinker and a visionary like Kendrick Lamar could come and just push the button on everyone so easily.
Right.
It's like we set at like code orange. Code red, just some bullshit. So we like, you know, be like so turned up on each other at all times and stuff. But we like it code orange, code red, just mentally, and it's due to a lot of the bullshit that you get out of the blogs, like media takeout, like constantly feeding negative energy to put people in a negative mind state. People got more media takeout than they got God, than they got, you know, grandmothers used to always say that, like, you need Jesus. It's like, I think we really do. And as a Christian, you know, I know I don't try to force my religion on nobody and like, oh, you did, this is the truth, blah, blah, blah. It's like, I just go find it the same way I find like this Margiela sweater and be like, man, I really like this for me. It's like I grew up as a Christian Baptist, and
does that say what would Jesus do?
Yeah.
On your arm?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So and I think people be afraid to talk about their faith a lot. Like Jesus Walks was such like a scary song. It was scarier than a song talking about how you gonna steal somebody's girlfriend for a radio to play that than to say, hey, I love Jesus on the radio. So now even when I bring, you know, a representation of Jesus out on
White
stage,
Jesus?
it just bugs
Is that
people.
you, White Jesus?
It bugs people out.